I know you write, but do you also help with the writing, or do you do all?
It's 3-part writing in terms of the songs as a whole. Normally we start with like a sample or a keyboard sound or a drum beat or something, and we'll write off that, and there'll be a rough sketch of a song, and then we'll put like a vocal melody over the top and then do the lyrics at the end. I do most of the lyrics now. Like, well, I think the thing with the band is that it's all quite democratic, so if I come in with a set of lyrics and there's bits and pieces that those guys don't quite gel with, then we can always talk about that in the same way as like if you had written a keyboard part, I'd be like, oh, that bit's a bit cheesy. Then, you know, it's all about kind of like feeding back and making sure everyone's happy with the thing as a whole.
It's very much a writing partnership. There's everyone has their own roles, but it's very equal and democratic. Like, no one really runs the show in that regard.
And this sounds really balanced, but I can also understand that it's sometimes hard to hear criticism, or is this easy for you?
I think it's about trust to an extent. Like, I've been in bigger bands where it's been harder if like, well, there's more people and there's more opinions to think about, and it's quite tricky sometimes to get that to work. But I think because it's a smaller unit, there's only 3 people making decisions, and it's about trust that if somebody says, I don't like that bit, it's not because they're like an egomaniac who wants there to be more space for what they're playing. You have to kind of trust that they're saying no for a reason, like it sounds like something they've heard before, or it's tripping something in them that makes them feel weird or something. And it happens with time, I think.
Yeah, exactly, it does. You build up trust over time, and also you build up the ability to not take these things personally. You know.
And with creating the songs, how much time goes? How much work goes on one song?
Oh, that really varies. Like the initial idea usually comes together very quickly in the first 20, 30, 40 minutes, and then like a song could be finished in a couple of days, or it can take a couple of months, as it has done with 1 or 2 of the songs. It really just depends. Like, sometimes songs are trickier to get from that initial sketch to like a fully realised song. Sometimes it happens really fast, you know.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good self-editing process. Like, we have reasonably high like quality control. You could say we're control freaks, but I think quality control is what I will say, so that by the time we came to putting together the record, we had a good chunk of material we were really happy with, so it wasn't like, I feel like everything we've put on the record, we think it's as good as that song would be. So.
And what is the moment you feel it's perfect and done?
I don't know, I guess it's different for everybody. Like I think it's tempting sometimes, especially because we recorded everything ourselves, so it's not like you wrote for months and months and then had a finite amount of time in a studio with a recording engineer. Like, because you're doing it yourselves in a way, sometimes it's harder to stop writing it, but I think sometimes you just have to kind of take a step back and be like, adding more to this would ruin it, so let's just stop.
And does it change with performing the songs, or does it?
A bit,
I think it's been helpful to kind of play the records, like play stuff that's also going to be on the record for a couple of months to just kind of see, just in terms of like vocal inflections or like slight changes of rhythm and things like that, just like you can kind of feel it more when you're playing it, whereas maybe you didn't feel that when you were writing it. But I think it's interesting to combine the two, because if you were specifically only a gigging band, I think that writing would be difficult for us in that way. But if you were only a studio band, it would be different. So maybe that is the key.
Absolutely. They kind of feed back into one another. It's like when you're playing a show live, you get a sense of where there's kind of like lapses in energy, you know, where songs could be more up or vice versa. So, you know, when to create that bit of sort of shade, as you know, as opposed to the light. And it's just, like I said, it's a kind of feedback loop that I think works pretty well.
Okay, and now the performance tonight. Are you ready for it already, or still need to?
Yeah, the
Let's
room
do
is
it.
really cool.
Let's go.
I'm excited to see what it's like when it's got, maybe if there's people in it that come see us, I don't know. But
it is a really cool room.
You seem really nervous about, if people think you are a good band or not.
We don't like to presume.
Not necessarily, but I think it's just like, we're like, you know, when you're quite far from home, you're like, oh, who would come see us? Oh, people have come. Like, it's just kind of strange. Cause
it's still a pleasant surprise when they do.
Especially because, like, we're a band that was born and existed on the internet. Like, playing shows has been really interesting for us, because you can kind of see how, like, SoundCloud plays translate to people coming to a show, and I think that's really cool. But until we've played everywhere, like, at least once, I won't feel comfortable that people actually, like, you know what I mean? Like us there, until you're like, oh no, people came to that show. That was fine.
That was fine.
So
we'll go back there.
And what will you do when all the fans of Depeche Mode think you are great?
Maybe throw eggs at them.
Oh no! I don't know. Just Yeah, not like wipe my brow and be like, oh, thank God. Like, I didn't get egged. I'm more scared about tea in the park, to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah, there's a Scottish festival we're playing next weekend, and I went there when I was 18, and I'm very small, so I don't see very much. And then the last band of the last day, in the encore, I went on a person's shoulders, and someone threw a cup of urine at me. So I'm quite worried, because the Tea in the Park fans are not necessarily the most demure festival goers.
Yeah, it can get
So
a bit rowdy.
if anyone throws a cup of piss at me, I will fight back.
Yeah,
Fight
absolutely.
fire with fire,
Absolutely.
or piss with piss. I will not. I'll be like, give me a minute, go around the back of that amp stack, I'll be back. So.
Well, hopefully that will not happen today.
I don't
Hopefully
think
not.
that'll
Also
happen.
next week.
Yeah.
Good luck
you.
Yeah,
with the
thank
show,
you.
and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
Cheers. Good to talk to you.